was a sense that the whole institution had to mourn, that it wasn't just something that had happened to people who lived in Wilmarth. It was something that happened to everyone who was part of this community.
She had, I think, two sisters and a brother. They came up for the service, and people were, as supportive as they could be about it, but it's just a terribly cruel thing. When we were planning the memorial service for her, one of her close friends, we were talking about what music Jody liked, and she said she liked Send in the Clowns. And I said, that's a really depressing song. And her friends, this friend from Scranton said, Jody just liked really depressing stuff. She says, I don't think we should use it. So the students decided to use a spiritual like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. But it was a funny moment, Send in the Clowns of all things. She wrote a letter to her mother saying how much she had learned to appreciate her mother's life. And at the end, she just simply said in French, Je vous aime, I love you very much. I read it in the memorial service.
I think it was with the memorial service we had for Jody after. We had it in Feline Hall because Feline was the only spot we had that could take the number of students.
Feline Hall was packed. I mean, just couldn't get enough people. It only held 300. I mean, they were stacked up everywhere. Part of the aftermath was this acknowledgement by the state legislature of Pennsylvania of Jody's action and so on. I think that was a real comfort to the Smith family, that there was an acknowledgement of that.
Wilmarth has kept a kind of fire legend going, and old students tell new students, Wilmarth is the haunted dorm because a student died there. There are other dorms where students died, accidental deaths generally. But this one, because it was so tragic, I think has really left a kind of trail. And I think it's kind of disrespectful to her memory to make her into a ghost when she was really a bright and wonderful young woman who was much loved by her family and her friends. I don't want her to be a ghost. I want her to be a lesson, perhaps.
I think that Jody's death was hard for me personally because I could never talk with the parents. So I think that death that was in my second year. So that set me to working with parents much more than anything. We had happy pappy weekends in those old days, and you got to know a lot of parents, but that was a joyful situation. But knowing parents through the death of a student is quite different.
Well, I think we did better in terms of campus safety. We learned that a little fire was not a joke, and students who shot off firecrackers got suspended for it, and I think that was in reaction to the fire and what that could have led to. I think we did make the campus safe. We put smoke detectors in all the buildings. When we had fire drills, for a few years at least, we took them pretty seriously because the students could remember when the fire drill wasn't a drill, when it was really a fire.
Life will just move on into other crises and other things, and you just have to go on with it. But boy, I sure have never forgotten her, and I think all those people that were there at the time are not forgetting her.
what did I